Hello family, in today's video I'll be showing you how I make this beautiful back pocket. So just look at it, it's so nice and beautiful. So if you're new on this channel, I'm Jackie Fashion. If you haven't subscribed, please just hit the red subscribe button and turn on your notification post so that each time I upload, you will be the first to watch. And if you're my returning subscriber, thanks so much. From me to you is love. So for us to go start to put our pocket, we need some pieces. So these are the pieces I'm going to be using in order for me to put our pocket. We are doing this together, guys. So these pieces, it depends the size of the size that you want, but for me I usually take 8, like 8 for the length. I always take 8 because I always like my mouth for the pocket to be at least 5, or if the person is very fat, I put it 6 or 5.5. So I usually just take 8 for the length of these pieces. Then for the width, I take anything that I like. Sometimes I took 5, 6. So it depends on what you want. Yeah. So now I'll be putting some interfacing for these pieces. So in order to make the mouth stiff, so you stay tuned and see how I'm going to do it. So here are my interfacing I'll be using. So I cut this one 1 inch. Why I cut it off camera? Because my interfacing is very big open, because sometimes I buy things in box because it's not easy for me to go out. So I cut it 1 inch. So I'm just going to divide it now so that you can see it. And this one, I cut this one 1.5, almost 2 inch, 1 3/4, because I want the mouth to be big. So for this back pocket, I have 2 ways of putting this back pocket. So we are going to do one way today, and another day we are going to do another way. So this one, I'm going to put it at this one because this pieces is going to be at the downer side. So this is how I'm going to put it, because I want my mouth for the mouth for the pocket to be at least 1/2 inch. So that is why I cut it. I cut this interfacing like that. And this smaller one is going to be for this one. You see that? Because it's going to be 2 pocket, so each side have two pieces. So now I'm just going to gum this, because it's a gum, you see, it's a gum. So I'm going to iron it. I'll iron it, then it's going to stick on this material. Yeah, so let me go and iron it and let's see. Okay guys, here I've put my stay. They call it stay, I'm sorry, it's gumming stay. So I went and call it that is an interfacing, so I'm very sorry for that. So I've gummed my stay on my material, you can see. So it's thick. So this is the big one. You see, I fold them out. That is why I cut it big. See, you see that? I cut it big because I want my mouth for the pocket should be at least 1/2 inch. So here it is for all the 4. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold my dart at the back. So this is how I'm going to hold it. So I measure my dart like that. I measure what I have because this is my 1.5 here. When you watch my video that I draft a trouser, you will understand. So I added 1.5 here for sewing allowance. So I take from here to here. I have 9.5. So 9.5, I divided 9.5 by 2. So I got my midpoint. This is my midpoint. So in this midpoint now, because I add 1 inch for seam allowance and then 1/2 inch for sewing allowance, making 1.5. So 1 inch for that, and then 1/2 inch for sewing allowance. So now I'm going to take the 1 inch divided by 2. So I take 1/2 inch this way, 1/2 inch this way, as you can see. So this is how I'm going to. So I'll notch it so that let it be the same part with the other side, because it's 2, you see. So I'm going to go on my sewing machine now. I will hold it like this. like that. It's not supposed to be straight because this back was slant. So I'm going to hold it like this. You see, I will make sure my, like that. So I'm going to hold like that. Then I measure from here to here. I measure like this. From here, 3.5. That is the maximum that you can hold your dart to fit your back pocket. It should not be more than this. It should be 3.5. For little children, you bring it up 2.5. Some, when the person like the child is too small, you can take it for 2. But this one is a normal for everybody, 3.5. So I'm going to sew my dart now, like from here to here, 1/2 inch. Then I'm going to slant it like that. So I'm going to slant my dart like this. It's not supposed to be straight, right? So I'm going to slant it like this. If you can see my chalk, you see that? So this is how I'm going to sew it. Follow this chalk. So you can see I've sewed it. You see that? I've sewed it. So for the both side, I sew it for the both sides. So I'm just going to iron it down like that. Why is slant is because I don't want any like puffy here. So that's why I slant it. So I'm going to iron it. So guys, I've ironed it, you see? See how it look? It doesn't have any pinch or any puff here. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to look for the mouth of our pocket. So we are going to sew our pocket now proper. Remember I told you I have two ways of making this pocket, this back pocket, 2 ways of putting this back pocket, but today we are going to do one. So I'm going to take from here to here 3.5. This is my 3.5 here like this. I mark it. So I'm going to use my ruler. Before I use my ruler, I need to find the mouth of the size for the mouth of my pocket. So I'm going to take 5 inch for the mouth of my pocket. And then what I used to do is I take the 5 inch divided by 2. So you see that 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So I place my 2.5 at the middle of these stitches, at the middle of my dart like that. So I mark 2.5 this way, and I also mark 2.5 this way. So now I'm going to roll my line and end where my 5 to 2.5 inch and like this. Okay, now I've rolled my line, so I'm going to use my ruler to make it nice. So you can see it. So the mouth for the pocket I'm going to use one side. So now I'm going to go down by 1/2 inch. This is my 1/2 inch. And this is my 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use this downer side, as you can see. Okay, now these are my pieces, so I'm going to put this one like this. Okay, for this one, so I will put it, then I will start from here, I stitch it, then I also end here. And then for this one, I'm going to put it like this. So I'm going to mark my 1/2 inch because I want the mouth for the pocket to be 1/2 inch. So I want to mark my 1/2 inch like this all through. So I'm going to mark it all through 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Then now I'm going to place it, this 1/2 inch, at this line like this. I'm also going to match this line at this line. You see that? You see where my 1/2 inch for here? So that is how I'm going to sew it. So I'm going to sew it like this for this downer side, and I also sew this upper side like this. So let me sew it and let's see. Okay guys, I've stitched it. You see the way I place my pieces? You see, I place this one facing like this. Okay, this is the, I forgot to show you, this is my pieces. So I did not place it like this, so I come and I place it like this. So mark this part because I forgot to show you how to place it. So now I've stitched, you can see. Okay, let me open it. You see, make sure your stitches, they are on the same length so that you will not have any problem when you're opening your pocket. See, my stitches are at the same place. Look, they are on the line. So now I'm going to open it. So let's just open it together. See, you see that? So I'll bring my scissors, I'll notch it like that. So now I'm going to just watch me as I'm opening it. At this point, I'm almost close to the line, so I end, then I go like this. So I have to end at this last stitches. Then I also do it at this other side. Make sure it should not cross the stitches or it should not cross the line, and your stitches should fall on that same line. So I'm going to do the same at this way. So I'm almost close to the line, so I stop. Then I cut this way. You see that? I end. You see? Almost close to the stitches. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it like this. You see the way I'm turning? This is the shorter side, the side that was up, and this is the side that we need to use it as a pocket. Guys, can you see that? So that is my pocket. You see that? Okay, so now I'm just going to stitch. Where's my chalk? So I'm just going to run my stitches. Yeah, you see where I mark it? Just beside the last stitches where I cut an end. So I'm going to stitch like that, and I'll also do it at this side like this. From here now, you see I've stitched it. See, you see what I was telling you? Your thread need to come right closer at this place to hold the mouth of the pocket, so that when you open it here, you will not have like any, what can I even say, any rough, or it should not show the crack that you crack. So this is what I do, you see. So look at it. So this pieces was 8, so I try to reduce it. I leave it at 7, so that when I'll when I'll cover the pocket, it should not be like right at this side. So now you ask me, where is the pocket? You see, this is my pocket. See that? So now I'm just going to cover this mouth. Before I cover this mouth, yeah, you can do anything that you want. After you iron it, you can run stitches round. You can just stack only these two sides. Yeah, you can just stack these two sides, or it's optional. Whatsoever you need, you can run your stitches round. So I'll first of all go and iron it, and then I'll think of what to do. Then I'll come back for you guys. So this is the pocket. Just look at it. So nice, right? So you see, I tack the corner. So this is how I tack mine. Like I told you, you can still stitch it round like normal stitches, but see how I tack mine. You see it? So now I'm going to cover this section. This section is up to you what you want, but I will show you. So this is the pieces I'll be using. This one, it depends how length you want, but so I'm going to put it like this and stitch. So I've stitched it, you see, look, I've stitched it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to run another stitches on top like this, and I call it double stitch. Okay guys, I've double stitched it, you see. So I've double stitched it. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover my pieces like this and cover my mouth of my pocket. So somebody will ask me, how length is it supposed to be? And don't forget, this part is of no use. Either you leave it or you cut it. Some people usually just cut it, but for me, I don't cut it. I just leave it inside to cover this part. So okay, now how deep you want the back pocket to be? For me, let me turn it this way. For me, the dip of my pocket I used to take 7. And how did I used to take that 7? I placed my tip from this, from the mouth of the pocket like this. I took 7. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to be. Okay, at this point now, you can just run your stitches like this round, then you zigzag it. But I'm going to be showing you another style, so we are going to do it like this. You see what I'm doing? You fold it inside and you fold this other side inside like this. You see that? So in the case if you don't have a zigzag machine, this is what you're supposed to do. So you fold it inside and sew it round, and you also do it at the other side. So this is what I used to do if I don't have a zigzag machine, or for those who they don't have a zigzag machine and they are thinking how are they going to do it. So you just do it like this, as simple. You see that? I do it again. You fold the edges and put it inside like this. You can fold it half inch, 1/4, so it doesn't matter. But the problem is, let it not come right at this place where you put the mouth of your pocket, and let it not come right here. So that is just all about it. So I've stitched it, look. Then what I do is I crack this one a little bit so that it could be able to fold like the way you see it. Then after I'm done running the stitches all around, then I also come, I close the mouth. This is the opening mouth, so I close it. You see the upper side. So now you see what I'm talking of. You have to close this side. So there, so this inner pieces is helping me to cover these pieces. So that is it. That is all about the pocket. So now I'm just going to stitch like this and it ends. Okay, so I've come to the end of this video. Please, if you love this video, give it the thumbs up, like, share and comment. Don't forget to subscribe. You'll see me in my next video, or I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much. I love you. Bye bye.